So,
Okay, meeting will come to order then. And I'll ask, oh, this is a, no, we'll do the roll call. Mrs. Coleman, if you'll call the roll.
Mrs. Riley,
Here.
Mrs. Falpel,
Here.
Mrs. Butchko,
Here.
Mr. McMillan,
Here.
Mr. Tavy,
Here.
Mrs. Ezekiel,
Here.
Mrs. Marmion,
Here.
Mr. Schaefer,
Here.
Mr. Stotts.
Here. Okay, this is an open public meeting. It has been so advertised, and there is no executive session at this point.
Right.
So the first item is the public comment. If there's anybody from the public on there that would like to comment on agenda items, please feel free to do so at this point in time.
We have no members of the public.
Okay, moving on then to curriculum and personnel.
I'm going to run through it real quick, and then Jen, you jump in with some of the editorial comments. So the reason we have this meeting is we're trying to get some teachers under contract so they can give notice. I think there's one in here that actually has to give notice for her 60 days, but we want to get these people started with their paperwork. So item 4.01 is just a revised contract for Alicia Woolleyhand. Item 4.02, we're offering a contract to Julie Snyder, Spanish ESL teacher. 4.03 is the kindergarten teacher, Alexa Labuki. Hopefully I'm saying her name correctly. 4.04 is a contract for Kate Morocco for special ed. And 4.05 is approving ESY summer substitute teacher on an as-needed basis, now that ESY is up and going. And 4.06 is approving the following two teachers as substitute teachers for next school year. So can I have a motion?
So moved. Oh,
Second.
Second was who? Was that Rich?
Both Rich and Jimmy.
Oh, it was James, okay. Okay, no, Jen wanted to explain, I think she's gonna talk about the kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, so Alexa is fresh out of college and just received her test scores this week. She went to college in Pennsylvania, so she has been advised that it would be easier for her to apply for her Pennsylvania cert and then just apply for the New Jersey cert after that, because they would just issue that if she already has the Pennsylvania cert in hand, since Pennsylvania cert is already in process. But we're not sure it's gonna all be done by September. So we just advised her today to go on in New Jersey and apply for her New Jersey sub-cert. So we're crossing our fingers and hoping that the New Jersey sub-cert comes through so she could start in her classroom in September as a long-term sub until she gets that official certification in her hand, and then she would roll into the contracted salary position. If she does not get that cert in hand, we do have a backup plan. We do have a district sub coming back this year, Rosemary Scott. So I would probably ask her to cover that room for a few weeks until the certification issue gets worked out. But she's a great candidate. References were awesome. We don't want to lose her, so we're trying to work with her, because I just think it's a sin that these students are coming out of college and the states and the colleges are just kind of holding up this whole certification process. It's tough.
And we can't really get a lot of answers to the questions we have. We're getting phone calls in the board office, you know, can a person with this certificate do this in the meantime?
Yeah,
And we're not getting a lot of answers.
She is also a dual certified staff. Once she gets her certification, she's special ed and gen ed, which is awesome. Julie Snyder is actually a Collingswood resident, has kids in Collingswood. She's making a jump from Cherry Hill and coming on board with us. She's giving up her tenure in Cherry Hill to come on board with us. That was an awesome find to have somebody to be able to do Spanish and ESL, since we're losing Liz in the ESL department, and Eric is moving over into our learning acceleration position and no longer doing Spanish. And then we were actually very lucky to find Kate. She's filling our special ed self-contained 3 to 5 MD room. She has currently been working at Hollydale in Sewell for 14 years as a special education teacher. So she will be making that jump from private to public and coming on board with us. So I'm very happy with the candidates we have. Just Alexa will be a little held up, but we'll work with it. We'll make it work somehow.
Okay, can I ask you a question, Jen, on Julie?
Yes.
Julie is a tenured teacher in Cherry Hill who has a higher salary than she's going to get in Oaklyn. Why is she moving to Oaklyn?
She's kind of making a lateral move. We were able to bring her in with her years of public school experience, so her salary isn't going to be that much different. She wanted to be closer to home. She wanted to make the switch from middle school, high school to elementary Spanish, and this position opened up. And I think somebody over in Collingswood mentioned it to her that we were hiring in Oaklyn, and she took her chances and she interviewed and did a great job. And then she had a lot of questions, of course, about benefits and so on and so forth, making sure she was making the right move and going to still be in a good position after she made that move. And she accepted the position.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. The only thing that really makes the most sense out of that is going from high school to elementary, if she wants to do that.
Yeah.
She wasn't riffed in high school, was she?
No, she's been there 13 years. So she's
I know,
a super
but that-
tenured contracted.
Yeah, well, okay, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that was my question. Anyone
Right.
else? Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve item 4.01 through 4.006 on a roll call.
Mrs. Riley,
Yes.
Mrs. Falpel,
Yes.
Mrs. Butchko,
Yes.
Mr. McMillan,
Yes.
Mr. Tavy,
Yes.
Mrs. Ezekiel,
Yes.
Mrs. Marmion,
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer,
Yes.
Mr. Stoss.
Yes,
Thank you, everybody. We have no public. So just an adjournment.
Before we adjourn, Bill, we had talked offline and I had
yes.
brought in Todd too about, should we talk about discussing the strategic plan or having any kind of small group meetings? Before, it sounds like adoption is going to be around September, if was reading the materials right. So that just feels like it's coming up fast.
Well, yeah, but it's not like the world ends if we don't do it at that point in time. My concern, I don't think we should have small group meetings. I think we should have the entire board meet on this so that we get everybody's ideas and concerns. And two, I don't know that that's necessarily done before late August, early September. But that's just my thinking. How's everybody else feel about that?
Well, I have a question for Beth Ann, or is the Collingswood board meeting about
No.
this? Okay. Then I'm fine with that. I was responding to Dr. McDowell's email that said, there's a lot of information to process
Right.
and you all should come together he did suggest small groups to maybe
Right.
discuss portions of it. So
Yeah, I
again,
don't think, I don't see anything yet, unless in August, maybe in committees, maybe the board president in Collingswood's going to add it to every committee. That I'm not sure of yet. We're in the agenda building process, but there's nothing on there yet. But we can always talk to Dr. Fred when he returns from vacation too, to see how he envisions this rolling out.
Where is he, Jen? Or Jen, not Jen.
He's in Mexico.
No cooler down there, is it?
Probably is
not.
cooler down there than it is here.
Good. I hope he has a good time because he's going to work when he comes back. Okay, anybody else? But thoughts about everyone?
Just one more quick question. Sorry to prolong the meeting. Bill, is there any update on the discussions that we were going to have with Collingswood on the tuition for middle school, or is that something come September? Or I just wanted to touch base with you on that.
No, I've been under the impression you guys all didn't want to do anything before the school year started, so I haven't been doing anything for myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
at my request, we're waiting till the audit's complete so I have a very short window to get both school districts audited and the record set up for the coming school year. So I kind of asked if we would wait until September.
That kind of sounds familiar now that you say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's fine. Just wanted to double check. So.
Thanks.
Do you get anybody to help you with the reunion committee, Todd?
I'm sorry.
Did you get anybody to help you with the reunion committee?
I did have a few people reach out to me. Yes.
Okay, good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I'm in the midst of planning our 20-year reunion in the fall. So.
Yeah, my class is having their reunion this fall too. It's probably a little more than 20. I don't know for sure, but something like that, I think. All right, anyway, anybody else have anything for the good of the group? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thanks, guys. Meeting's
Thank
adjourned.
you.
Have
See
a
you
great
all.
summer.
Thank you.
Take care now.
Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Aye.